Hello. Hi. Welcome. Thank you for coming. My name is Christina Rainwater. I am a teaching associate professor in the Department of Theater, and I focus in the area of scenic design and scenic art. I get to enjoy the lucky part. I get to say the thank yous. Thank you so much for coming to be part of this reception today, to see the drop that we're working on. Thank you to the Siebel Center for Design. This reception and catering is amazing, but also just the opportunity to display this work and to share a little bit of the process with people. Thank you. This has been amazing. And then finally, thank you to the Department of Theater for the support of our work making this happen and getting this over here to be a part of this event. We really appreciate it, so thank you. In working on this piece, sort of my role is advisor. In that my role in the Department of Theater, I teach scenic design and also work with scenic art. The work that you see here is a result, honestly, of those two dual roles that I have. This is the first time we've actually displayed any of our painting work outside the Krennert for the Performing Arts. It's really, really exciting for us. So we're actually very happy about it. Scenic designers sort of create and build the world for the story. Scenic artists take those images and renderings that a scenic designer creates and they blow them up large scale. Scenic art, when it's done its best, should be ignored. We're not supposed to focus on the painted scenery, we're supposed to focus on the performers. So often it fades into the background on purpose. This piece, however, was meant to stand out, was meant to be sort of an in-your-face area. It came about because of the work of two students, Alyssa Thompson, third-year MFA Scenic Design artist, and Will Sexton, a second-year MFA Scenic Design student. Alyssa Alyssa was the scenic designer for this production and honestly is responsible for a large part of the collaboration that happened. And Will is the scenic charge artist for it, and he led the team that developed and worked through all of this. They're going to go ahead and speak to you in a moment as well. But all of this work that you see here is a beautiful result of that collaboration and of their hard work. And for us, normally this would have been folded and just put away in storage somewhere, not to be seen again. The fact that it's here, you're all able to see it and enjoy it, is amazing. So thank you very much. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Alyssa.
Hello. Thank you, Christina. And yes, I am Alyssa Thompson. I was the scenic designer for this production. And it was an absolute honor to get to work on the Royale. This was a really important story that we were really happy to get to shed light on. This play is based on Jack Johnson, who was a real athlete in the early 1900s, and he was the first black heavyweight champion of the world after defeating James Jeffries. And here's some photos of him. He was kind of a pioneer of anti-racism as well, because he lived in an era of Jim Crow laws when he lived very boldly and really unapologetically. So we were really excited to get to create a monument to Jack and give him the recognition that he deserved, that he did not receive at his time. So as I was researching the production, I really also wanted to recognize that this isn't my story to tell, and I really wanted to include more Black voices and more perspectives on this story. So I started to research Black artists and came across Nico Washington's work. Nico is an incredible painter from the Chicago area, and he had a series of portraits of Black athletes, including this portrait of Jack here on the right. As I dove further into his work as well, I found this painting on the left titled "The Fighter is Absent," and this painting really struck me because of the way that central figure, the main subject of the painting, isn't actually there. and you see all these hands grabbing him and pulling him. And to me, that really captured the essence of what's happening in this story, that Jay is fighting not only for the right to compete, but to be recognized in this sport. When I presented this research to Tyrone, the director, his response was, "How did you know that I love Nico's work?" So at that point, it just really made sense to us to reach out to him and see if he wanted to be a part of this project. So we pitched the idea to him that we wanted to create that final moment of the show when Jay has just won the title fight, that we wanted to create that kind of final monument to Jack and give him his recognition and that representation that he deserved. And so Nico created, over here you can see his original 30 by 40 inch oil painting. And then our shop at Illinois Theater scaled that up to create this 15 by 20 foot drop that you see. This was the result of that collaboration. So we're really excited that it's here and more people are getting to be invited into this story. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Will to talk about more of the process of creating this final piece.
Hi, folks, and thank you, Alyssa. I'm Will Sexton, just repeating that, and I'm a second-year MFA candidate here in scene design. And I also have an assistantship as a scenic artist in the Krannert Center Scene Shop, as well as on this process I led as the scenic charge for the production, which was actually a first in my book. In collaboration with Alyssa, the scene designer, the director Tyrone Phillips, who couldn't be here unfortunately, as well as Nico Washington, our visual artist, we had the unique opportunity to honor a significant piece of history here. And Nico's original oil on canvas depicting Jack Johnson will likely continue to be the most expensive paint elevation that I've held in my hands, all while wearing my ratty paint clothes. So as the first of its kind for us and for Nico working with theater as a medium, we were scaling up the 30-inch by 40-inch painting, oil painting on canvas, to a 15 by 20-foot muslin drop with acrylic paints. And acrylic paints dry a lot faster. So when you're scaling up every individual brush stroke of the artist, you have to work really, really fast to keep up and try and replicate those strokes while still being able to manipulate it before it dries. So surrounding us, you'll see some examples of my paperwork. When you have a moment, definitely take a look, but you'll see the paperwork of the process and what brought this drop to fruition. You can see the flat where we sampled the colors, accompanied by the recipe cards showing what went into creating those colors and how we've matched them in some areas. And then you can see the bid sheets to cost out labor, materials, all the nitty-gritty stuff behind the scenes of that as well. And then finally, you can see the process sheets that we have over there on the whiteboard depicting the process that actually went into painting this, the step-by-step of the jacket, his face, the background, and working from background to foreground. This project is something I could have never accomplished on my own, certainly. I definitely wouldn't be standing here at this exhibit if it weren't for the many talented scenic artists on my team that are the true blood, sweat, and tears behind this drop. We are a small but mighty shop, and we are open to many new challenges. And I also want to thank my advisor, Christina, for keeping me on a straight path in the moments that I would just stand in front of Nico's paintings, staring, overthinking where to start first on this thing. And then finally, I want to thank all of you for being here to listen to what started as an assignment like any other, but then it ended up progressing into an entire cultural experience. And it isn't without the support of those that go to see live theater that we're able to have these incredible educational opportunities, such as collaborating with other art forms outside of theater. So I want to thank you for taking your time out of your busy days to pay honor to Jack, the artists, and all the incredible work of our theater department. Thank you.
Thank you both. At this time, this is the end of our program for the day. Feel free to ask us any questions about anything we did here, anything on display. We love what we do, so we're happy to tell you about it and answer questions. But otherwise, please enjoy the food. Again, thank you, Siebel Center. And please make sure that your car doesn't get towed before the 5K starts. Oh, gotcha. So the drop itself and the video it's sort of tucked behind will be here for, I believe, 6 months. The samples, paperwork, things like that, that's only up for the evening. And Alyssa's model will be up here for a week and a half. She actually has Michael Merritt Awards in Chicago, which she needs her model for. So, but it will be here to be seen and viewed until then. Thank you. Thank you all.